coming out to our training today, Ask the Broker. Today, we're going to be talking about how to run your real estate business like a business. I think too many times people get their real estate license and they don't run their real estate business like a business. And in order for us to be successful, we have to look at this as a business. One of the greatest things about being a real estate agent is that we are independent contractors. And then also one of the worst things about being real estate agents is that we are independent contractors because we have to go out, catch dinner, kill it, and bring it home every single day. There's nobody that's going to be feeding us the business. We have to go out and find our own business, right? So this really needs to be treated like a business. And there's no reason why you would not or you cannot treat your real estate business like a business. So let me start off with a disclaimer here. I am not a legal advisor. I am not an accountant. I am not an attorney. I am only a broker, right? I am a real estate broker, agent. Any advice here that I give you, you must run this through your accountant, your financial advisor, an attorney, whoever the appropriate professional is in your life or in your business. This is the person that you need to be running all of this through. This is how I run my business. I'm going to be talking about, I've been selling real estate been licensed since 2007, right? So what's that, 17 years. These are the things that I figured out over the course of time, but my situation may not be the same as your situation. So, take this advice, definitely, listen to it, learn from it. But before you do anything, consult with your accountant, consult with an attorney, your financial advisor, whoever it is that you need to speak with, you need to consult with them because my situation may not be the same as your situation. Individually, I'm happy to, speak with anybody that's on this call and, offer advice and guidance. But, for the most part, I'm going to refer you back to your accountant or attorney or advisor or, whoever it is. So that's my disclaimer. You're going to see this a lot as we go through this, that, I'm just going to be making clear that I am none of these things. I am a glorified real estate agent. People call me a broker. That's where it begins and that's where it ends. So just keep that in mind as we're going through, all right. So what's the first thing you need to do when you decide that you're going to start a business? You create a business plan, right? Hopefully all of the agents in our company have at least downloaded their business plan. Hopefully they've stated their mission, their vision. Hopefully that, you've come up with what your marketing plan is going to be. But that's the very first thing. Before we do anything, the first thing you need to do is have a plan. We do have a training on Trello. We have, that goes through this plan. We have this plan, you can download it, but this is where you start. If you want to run your business like a business, if you want to be a legitimate business person, a legitimate real estate business person, then you need to have your plan, right? Again, these are on, this is downloadable. If you don't have it, reach out. We're happy to send you, a copy and, you can fill that out for yourself. So start with a business plan. All right, jumping into the next thing, the legalities. So this is where your business becomes a business. This is this is the area where you're going to separate your personal self, right? Your name, your social security number, your birth date, and you're going to create a separate entity, right? You need to look into what entities are allowed for you to carry your real estate license. Not all of them are, right? But the most popular, the one that I use, is a PA, a professional corporation, professional association, right? That's what, you see a lot of attorneys, you see a lot of real estate agents, accountants, right? Once you become a PA or a PLLC, which I don't know any realtors that do that. The only one that I really know is the PA, right? It's going to be your first name, last name, PA, Joseph J. Miranda, PA. Right, that's the PA that I had in my name when when I was selling real estate full time. So that's going to be the first thing you want to do, and that's what's going to separate you, right? So you set up your PA, right? Where do you go? You're gonna go to sunbiz.org. You're gonna set that up. Once you set up your PA, again, talk to your accountant, talk to your legal advisor, your attorney, whoever you need to talk to before you do these things. Once you do that, you need to get an EIN, right? Because you're just like an individual needs a social security number. Your real estate company needs some sort of tax identification number. So your EIN, you're going to go to the IRS website and you're going to file for an EIN, right? When you file for an EIN, they're going to ask you what type of corporation you're going to be under. Now, for myself, my corporation, my PA, Joseph J. Miranda PA, right? We created an S designation on it, meaning, skip ahead one more, Irene, and then we'll come back to this one. Yeah, so for my corporation, I created an S designation. So I have my PA, Joseph J. Miranda PA. I filed for my EIN with the IRS, right? So Joseph J. Miranda PA is on Sunbiz. Create it there, pay your fees, do whatever you need to do there. You're gonna file for an EIN with the IRS. And when you file for an EIN with the IRS, they're gonna ask you what type of corporation it is. You haven't necessarily filed for the designation yet because you need an EIN to file for a designation. It's a weird thing the way that it goes, right? Again, I'm not an accountant, right? This is the way that I do it, but this doesn't mean that it's the right way for you to do it, right? But when you file for your EIN, what I say is I'm going to file as an S corp, right? S corporation is passed through income, right? Meaning that it can be, it relates to your own personal taxes, right? C corp, double taxation, all that stuff. I don't know if we're there yet. Maybe you are, right? Talk to your accountant to see what type of corporation are you going to be. For me, it's going to be an S corp. What are the benefits of filing what are the benefits of running your real estate business as a business? Well, now you get all the benefits that a corporation gets, right? You get all the benefits, all the tax breaks. You get the protection that a corporation gets. You should be paying less in taxes because you should have more deductions, right? Again, talk to your accountant, see what they can do. Your liability should be lower, right? You should have lower risk for an IRS audit because you're going to be able to itemize and do things. The taxes that you file are going to be different. They're going to look different, right? Being a corporation, being a business definitely gains you credibility, and it's going to protect your brand, right? You guys have heard about, the corporate veil. So, these are things, again, speak with your accountants and figure out what the best thing you need to do. So once you do that, once you've done all this, you have your business, you have all your numbers, you have everything. What do you need to do? You're going to go to the bank and create a business bank account, right? If you don't have a corporation just yet, you're not ready to incorporate just yet, there's still no reason why you can't go to the bank and open a bank account under your name and still run your income and expenses through just one account, right? You need to separate your income. If you're going to run your business like a business, you don't look at these big major corporate CEOs. I'm sure Elon Musk is not paying his home electric bill through his company. He might not pay any. I don't know. He probably has solar panels or his water bill, right? Your personal bills, your personal finances, your personal expenses should run out of a personal bank account. Your business bills should run out of a business bank account. This is the way that you keep things separate. This is the way that when your bookkeeper logs in to your QuickBooks for the month, they're going to see only business income, only business expenses, right? Then you itemize them accordingly. Should you be writing off, your mileage? Should you be writing off every time you put gas in your car? Should you be writing off oil changes, tires? Are you working from home? Do you have an internet bill? Right? Is there a space that you can write off some office space? Right? There's a lot of things that are going to become available for you, but you need to itemize and you need to separate it. Right? So now the legal side is done. You have your corporation, you have your EIN, you have your designation, you've opened up your business bank account. Now what do you need to do? You need to define your brand. Right? And we've already talked a little bit about branding. But if, you think of all the major corporations again, right? Their branding is powerful. Their branding is strong, right? Uh, what is it about your brand? What are these things that you're going to define yourself as when talking about your brand, right? A brand is a very, very important thing, right? A brand is something that's going to set you apart from your competitors. It's going to tell people where your strengths are. It's going to tell people, any specializations that you have, right? Do you work with military, VA people? Are you a military VA person yourself, right? If you are, then you should be able to relate with, with that type of buyer, that type of seller, and they're going to be more comfortable with you, right? People are not going to necessarily remember, an individual agent's name or an individual agent this or that, but they're going to remember your brand. They're going to remember your tagline. They're going to remember your logo. They may remember the company name, right? You create a team name. They're going to remember the team name, right? So once you have your company, once you have your corporation set up and you have it as a business, build your brand, right? Once you've built your brand, then you have to tell the world about your brand, right? Why go through and make all of this effort to set yourself apart and tell people why your company or or you yourself are better than other people, and then you keep it a secret, right? Well, how do you tell people that? Well, you're going to create some business profiles, not your personal profiles. Now, everybody does this different. Again, this is the way that I run my business. My Facebook page, my personal Facebook page is separate than my Facebook business page. My personal Instagram is separate than my personal. Twitter, I don't even have a personal Twitter page, right? I don't have a website personally, right? But these are areas where you need to differentiate yourself from your business, in my opinion. And the reason being, we do a lot of marketing, a lot of promotion with our company. If I were to put all of this marketing and all of this promotion on my personal Facebook page, it would annoy my friends and my family that are on there, right? They would just sooner or later they're gonna tune me out. In my opinion, the better way to do it, have your business Facebook page, right? Joseph J. Miranda, PA, whatever your business name is, whatever you want to call it. You can have your business Facebook page be anything, right? East Fort Lauderdale real estate agent, right? Facebook page, right? Whatever, East Fort Lauderdale homes for sale. Doesn't matter, right? Necessarily, as long as your branding is consistent across the different channels across the board. But what I do is we'll put some stuff on the business page, and then randomly, strategically, I'll share it on my personal page, stuff that looks important. And then in between it, I should also be posting personal things, because part of your brand is yourself as the real estate agent, right? So the personal stuff can go on your personal Facebook page, right? Let them get to know you. Let them get to know your personality, your character, who you are. Not everybody's going to like everybody. Not everybody's going to like me. Not everybody's going to like you. But there are people that will prefer to work with you, right? Now, one thing to keep in mind, as you're out there creating all of these different pages on all of these different websites, your information needs to be consistent, right? Because we're thinking about SEO now. When somebody searches for, top real estate agent in Fort Lauderdale, you might be the top real estate agent in Fort Lauderdale, or you might be the best choice for whatever this is, right? Real estate agent that works with, with veteran home buyers. But your information needs to be consistent. Your photos, right? Your one profile photo. This photos that I'm looking at on here, I don't think they're going to come across in the video. But if this is your personal profile photo, it should be consistent across every platform. Everywhere you go and you register your business, it should be consistent. Your address should be consistent. Are you going to use the office address? Are you going to use your home address? Do you have a P.O. box? What is the address that you're going to use? Your phone number should definitely be consistent. Your email, your website, all of it needs to be consistent. If you look up, certain businesses and they have multiple branches, it's a different situation. but we only have one branch, right? So you yourself as an agent are that one branch, right? You don't have multiple locations, multiple offices, right? So don't put sometimes your home address and sometimes the business address. Don't put sometimes your company email and sometimes your personal email. Don't put sometimes, maybe you go out and you get a business phone. You say, I don't want to get any more business calls on my phone, right? Well, make sure you update it so that that phone number is the same and consistent everywhere, right? Something changes, you have to go around and change everything. Phone number changes, you have to go around and you have to change all of those phone numbers, right? So just make sure it's consistent everywhere. Where else should you be consistent? On your business cards. Your business cards, maybe start there. Create your business card first and figure out, what am I going to put on this business card? What information goes on my business card, right? Because you're a business person. This is a business. We should have business cards, and it should be a reflection of our business. What do you want to, what message are you trying to convey on your business card? Are you a luxury agent? Are you an investment agent? Right? All of these things are going to be a little bit different. Do you want to put a specialization on there? Probably should, right? You want to put your website on there, your email. You should have your phone number, right? Is it going to be matte, glossy? Is it going to be thick or thin? Is it going to be one of those weird shaped business cards that sticks out that annoys everybody when they go to stack all the business cards? Right? Are you going to have information on the front and the back? Right? I don't know. It's up to you, because your business card is a reflection of your brand. You're going to put foil. It could be light. It's going to be dark. You have to think about all of these things. When somebody looks at your business card, how does it make them feel? When they feel your business card in their hand, if you tell everybody you're a luxury real estate agent, I sell luxury real estate, and you give them this flimsy, cheap business card, it doesn't help to resonate with that brand, right? So just keep that in mind, that people are looking at your business card. They are judging you by your business card, unfortunately, or fortunately. I don't know. If you put a lot of money into business cards, it's a good thing. If you don't, maybe maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe your customers don't care, right? If you have a strong base of customers, they're probably not going to care. But the first time somebody meets you, they might care, right? What else do we need to do as a business, right? What's something beginning with the end in mind? Start building your business credit. Business credit is a big deal, especially in real estate. You can get, once you have a PA or once you have your corporation and you have your EIN, you can now apply for credit cards for that. But why would you want to necessarily get a credit card, for your business? Because in real estate, our income is cyclical, right? Our income, we have, big highs and big lows. And rather than, when times get slow and our income slows down, stopping marketing, we can continue to leverage that, right? Where are the areas that, what are the areas that you're going to want to focus on when building your credit? Get your DUNS number, Dun & Bradstreet. Go on there, figure out how to register with them. And that's going to begin building your business credit, right? Get your DUNS number. Get one credit card, use it responsibly if you want, right? Again, this is not financial advice. If you're anti-credit, that's okay. Don't get a credit card. If you have way too much personal credit going on, it may be difficult to get a business credit card, because in the beginning they're going to want to leverage probably off of your personal credit, right? They're going to want to see that you have responsible personal credit. The nice thing about business credit separated from personal credit is your business expenses on a credit card won't show up on your personal. You could have $300,000 in business line of credit out there, credit cards, whatever, business line of credit, whatever it is, and they run your personal credit report, it won't show up, won't be on there. It's a nice thing, right? The lenders want to know that you're going to be able to repay the debt, right? If the business can't. So they're looking at your stuff, right? Can't get a business Credit card, look into a secure credit card, right? Now, I'm not promoting credit cards. I don't think credit cards necessarily are, a necessity. But I will tell you this much, right? Myself personally, I don't believe in retail debt, right? I don't believe in going out and buying a pair of shoes or buying clothes, buying groceries, tires, those kind of things. Retail things that, if I go out and buy a pair of shoes, by the time I pay them off, I probably don't even own those shoes anymore, right? But I do believe in business debt. I do believe that you can, if you use business debt properly, even if you do end up paying once or twice on 20, 30, whatever the interest rate is, you pay that interest rate. If we get one transaction, right? Let's say we put a lead service on a credit card, and that lead service costs us $200 a month at 30% interest. So at the end of the year, $2,400, 30% of that is what, $720. So let's say $3,000, $3,100. If we got one closing out of that, we should have made more than the $700. We should have made more than the $2,000. We should have made more than $3,000. Maybe we made $6,000. So our income doubled what our expense was, right? So I do believe that using credit for business, using credit cards for business can be beneficial. It can help you grow a little bit faster. However, it must be done responsibly. Don't, if you can't afford to pay it, if it's going to put a huge strain on your finances, on your budget, on yourself, on your stress, on your mental health, don't do it. Right? The best thing to do is pay off your credit card every month before your billing cycle. And if you do that, you won't pay the interest. And if you have a rewards credit card, you get the rewards with no interest, which should be the goal, right? We should be receiving rewards. We should be receiving some sort of income. Credit cards are in the business of making money. They're not in the business of losing money. Keep that in mind. They give you 2% rewards at 25% interest. Well, the math adds up that if you miss one of those payments and you pay the interest one time, you just gave back all the rewards that you received last month. The balance is being equal, right? So you missed it one time, those rewards may not matter. I don't know, right? So credit cards, they are created to keep us in debt. But credit is also a part of a credit is part of our banking system. Credit is part of our financial system. So we have to participate in that. If we don't, I don't know, maybe we fall behind, maybe we don't, I don't know, right? But to buy a house, they're going to want to see credit. They can do loans and mortgages without credit, but it's more difficult, right? If you have zero, nothing, no credit at all, nothing good, nothing bad, nothing on there at all, they can do it, but it certainly is more difficult, and it's not really the norm, right? So use credit how you want, but just make sure you use it wisely. Keep an eye on it. Don't let it get out of control. Maintain it. There's probably a point where you just need to say, okay, that's enough credit. I'm not going to use anymore. I'm going to pay this down and wipe it out. All right. What's the next thing? Accounting. So this is a huge part of running a business. Corporations have entire accounting departments, accounts payable, accounts receivable, income, expenses. You should be looking at your P&L at least once a month. If you don't know what a P&L is, ask your accountant. If you don't have an accountant, you need to get an accountant, right? If you don't want to hire an accountant or a bookkeeper, then you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself. I don't know how to do QuickBooks. I know where my money comes in from, and I know where my money goes out to. I can look at the reports and I can understand them. But as far as entering stuff into QuickBooks, I have no idea. Like, the categorizing and all of that, it's over my head, right? I prefer to give it to the professionals. It costs extra money. If you don't have it, then you need to have your own accounting software, right? If you don't have the money to pay a professional to do these things, you still have to manage your books. But that's the reason why, way previously ahead, we talked about opening up a business bank account. Because you just reconcile that one bank account every month. If you have multiple businesses, multiple corporations, maybe you complicated it a little bit. Because now you have to reconcile that many more businesses, that many more corporations. If you have, one business and 4 bank accounts, maybe it's a little more complicated, but at least it's only one business, right? So you download your bank statements every month and you input the entries and you figure out what they go into. But the accounting if you're going to be a legitimate business, if you want to run your real estate business like a business, then you need to have some sort of bookkeeping done. The IRS isn't just going to take some random, well, they might, I don't know. Maybe you file and you just make up all your numbers. I don't know. You could, I suppose. You'll get to a certain income level where they're probably going to scrutinize a little bit more. But, at least talk to an accountant, right? If you can't afford to hire an accountant, if you can't afford to hire an accountant, is better than a bookkeeper. Actually, a CPA is better than an accountant, right? CPA took an additional test. I don't know, it's like a crazy test that they have to take. You'd be best off to talk to a CPA, not just an accountant, but a CPA, not just a bookkeeper, but a CPA. Right? If you're going to do your own books, you need to at least talk to the person who at the end of the year or beginning of next year is going to file those taxes for you to make sure that you're in line with them. Maybe send them regularly for them to review. Pay a little bit for that. I don't know. Figure out your budget. Again, going all the way back to the business plan, are you including your taxes and accounting expenses in your business plan? You should, because that's a reality. Right? But you do need accounting, you need bookkeeping. And when you start it early and you start the habit, early on in your career, when there's not a lot of income, not a lot of expenses, it's a lot easier to manage. Once you've built this machine, once you've built this monster, it's going to be overwhelming for you to get things caught up. Right? So get your accounting in order, get your CPA, right? What else do we need to do? Oh, yes. What do you talk to your accountant about? This is just I don't know. Talk to your accountant. You do need to take a reasonable salary. I don't know what that is. Figure it out, right? Salary versus distributions. Do you set a budget for yourself every month? Do you budget your income? Do you account for or budget your expenses? Do you account for your income? Do you have payroll? Are you paying yourself? How do you pay yourself? Right? You need to talk about that. Right? Next thing. What about a CRM? We talk about that a lot in real estate. And we hear it a lot. If you look on the Facebook pages, real estate agents, new agents are always asking, what CRM should I be using? What's the best CRM? Right? Well, what is the best CRM? You guys know the one that we use here at MX Realty. But does that mean that it's the best one? No. You want to know the right answer to the best CRM that's out there? It's the one that you use. Right? It doesn't matter what CRM you have if you don't use it. Right? To have it and not use it is going to be the same as not having it at all. You need a CRM. Every major corporation, right, that deals in customers and clients and that's able to capture information is working out of some type of CRM, right? You've got like the big grand Salesforce, right, which costs tens of thousands of dollars a month, and it does all these amazing things. It's crazy stuff. We probably don't need anything that elaborate, right? We don't need to spend that kind of money on a CRM, contact relation manager. But we do need to be keeping track of our contacts, right? If you get a lead and you write it on a napkin and you lose that napkin, or the napkin accidentally gets thrown away or whatever, that lead's gone. You take the lead that's written on the napkin, you enter it into your CRM, and you schedule things, right? Because what does a CRM do? A CRM helps you keep your contacts and your leads organized, right? Just a few things to look for in a CRM. The CRM that we use at MX Realty, it does all of these things, but this is really important, right? Because number one, you do need their contact information. You need to track when you call them, when you email them, when you text them, whatever you do, right? Is it beneficial to have automated things happening, like emails just automatically going out? Probably. Right? Is it beneficial that they would get things like e-alerts with property searches already built for them, market updates where they can keep up with what's going on in their neighborhood? What about tags? If we want to search our database for a certain profile of individual, right? Zillow home buyers, 500,000 plus. Oh, I just got a listing for 550,000. Let me go through my database and see if there's any buyers looking for, that type of home. You sort it, right? But if you're paying money for leads and you're paying money for, for contact information, and you're just letting it sit in your email inbox, or if it's sitting on their website and their server, and when you discontinue service with them, you lose access to it, that's not ideal. Protect your investment. There's companies that pay thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a month to gain contact information of people. We get the emails, we get the text messages, we get the calls all the time. We probably get the text. I'm sure everybody on here gets text messages from health insurance companies trying to sell us healthcare that specializes in realtors only, right? And they have the latest, greatest, right? Well, they bought a list. I think they bought the list from NAR, pretty sure, but don't quote me on that because this is recorded. But, somebody sold them that list. They paid for it. They paid for the list to have your contact information, and they keep it in a CRM. And that's how they're contacting you. That's how they're following up with you, right? So CRM, really just very, very important aspect of maintaining contact with your customers. If you're not using a CRM, you're probably losing track. If you're using an old paper system, not efficient, right? CRM, set your reminder and forget about it until that reminder pops back up. Just make sure that you remember to set the reminder, right? Final thing, networking. Networking is how you're getting in front of people face to face. Right, there's plenty of networking options, plenty of networking groups out there. Chamber of Commerce, BNI. I don't know. I can't think of them all, but there's a lot. This is how you're getting face to face, and this is where, when you design your business card, now's your opportunity to hand them out. Right, but what do? Right, you're networking for what? Right, to make contacts, to find customers. Get the business card. Keep in touch with the person that you made a contact with while networking. Don't just go out there, grab a bunch of business cards, throw out a bunch of business cards, and then you never contact or communicate with anybody ever after that. What if you took a business card, put all of the information into a CRM, set them on an automatic email drip campaign to remind them that you're the real estate agent, give them a call, schedule to meet them for a cup of coffee, come back, put the notes in, right, and build that relationship with that individual? Is it more likely that you're going to get business that way than just meeting somebody one time at a happy hour? I think probably, yeah. Right? That's where all of this ties together. Right? So running your business like a business is going to separate you from most other people. When you do these things and you take your business serious and you treat this like a real business, the results will show up. It all takes time. right? From creating the corporation to getting the EIN, to building your brand, to setting up your marketing, all your networks, all of the places that you want that you're going to be found online, social media, websites, whatever. Getting your accounting in order, setting up your CRM, using your CRM for all of your contacts, no matter what. Learning how to use a CRM, because it's a big task if you've never used one. They mostly work the same, but if you've never really used a CRM, there is a learning curve, and it can be a big learning curve. But we're here to support you. That's what we're here for. That's what that's what the administrative team, the mentors, coaches, myself. That's what we're here for, is to support you in building all of these things. Again, I'm not, final disclaimer, I'm not an accountant. I've never taken an accounting class. I'm not an attorney. I've never taken a legal class, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a real estate broker. This is how I run my business, though. I do every single one of these things that I'm telling you. And when you treat your business like a business, you're going to get results like a business, right? It's always going to be cyclical, I think. Good times, bad times, but your bad times shouldn't be as bad as everybody else's, right? Or we're going to have really good months and we're going to have some not so great months, but your not so great months should still be better than most other real estate agents' not so great months. By treating your business like a business, you're going to have systems and processes and workflow that's going to make your business more successful. That's all I have to say on that, guys. Does anybody have any questions?